So what is your
Right.
biggest why leaving the job and coming to here, and what is your like big vision towards this? In your life, who inspired you most throughout your journey? Who was the person that inspired you most? What is the biggest importance of a building community in this online space? Because now this chat GPT is coming. Now, I think yesterday I got that Google launched Bard also. Welcome to another episode of this new interview series that we have just started. And I would like to introduce today Srimaya Mahapatra, who is someone who is very close, one of my friend in a coaching community, and we're like brothers, right? He's my younger brother, and I would like to introduce you to him. The reason being, a lot of people who get started with their journey, they get stuck with the niche selection, they're stuck with the community building. So we talked a lot in this podcast about mastermind, community building, and also we spoken about our common mentor. So to learn all these things, keep watching, and I'll see you inside. So Srims, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Sagar. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful initiative that you've taken. Really grateful for that. So proud of you. Always proud of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sims, for coming. It's a really honor to have you in this podcast. And I'd like to have a conversation with you about the life as well as the business perspective, specific focus to the coaching community that we are serving. Now you have now shifted your niche a little bit advanced to serve creators and specifically solopreneurs and all. So seems like just wanted to have your quick introductions. Maybe a lot of people they don't know about you. So can you just share? So you call it yourself a big business explosion coach, right? So can you
Right.
just share what exactly you do and how do you help people? How do you create an impact with your coaching and all? Yeah.
All right, so I have two funnels right now. One is for communication skills for Odisha. That is the state that we belong to, and I've been helping working professionals and youngsters and all of them to get well in communication skills. That is one funnel which I have almost automated, and some of the people are handling it. But another funnel where I am mostly involved with, which you spoke about, is the business explosion model. So there is I'm basically trying to help solopreneurs, people like us, or people who have a small team of 2 to 3 people, like digital coaches and freelancers or digital marketers, who actually are feeling stuck online. Somewhere they're not able to, build the right influence, get the right customers, and convert them quickly to paying customers for a lifelong. So that's where I have introduced a C4 model, and I'm so glad that me and my mentor, we masterminded and we came up with this model. So it's about how can you connect with your customers faster? How can you communicate to them what exactly is your offer? How can you convert them using some techniques, selling formulas? And then finally, how can you keep them as your lifelong fan base or customers who will keep buying from you using the power of community? So this is C4 model, and that's what I have recently started doing, and I'm still exploring on. I'm just trying to build my community now. Thank you so much.
Amazing, streams. Now, I just wanted to know what is the biggest reason that you started this? I just want to know your bigger why, because you have been into very successful in your job. You have been into training. I think you're into L&D,
Right.
learning and development with big corporates. So what is your
Right.
biggest why leaving the job and coming to here, and what is your big vision towards this?
See, the genesis, the starting point was, though I was enjoying my corporate life and I had a good corporate life, rewarding corporate life, and I was actually in corporate also. I did, I did not succumb to what the system tells me to do, but I wanted to do something of my own, and that's the whole reason why I left my IT. I made a request to change from my IT field to L&D field, because that's what I belong to, a trading family, a family of professors. Like my father was maths professor, my mother was physics professor, and all my uncles and aunts are all professors. So so since the childhood, that training and coaching and teaching has always been there in my DNA, in my mind. That's the environment that I grew up with. I naturally connect to that. So in my corporate also, I made a request, special request, and I'm so lucky. I feel lucky that they allowed me to do that. But even though I enjoyed my L&D job, going around places, training people on specific skills, especially soft skills, there was something missing. And that missing part was, there were two things. I would say two things to it, which made me actually take the decision to leave the six-figure salary and a glorious career in the United States, is because, number one, I actually wanted to touch my motherland, like in the sense that I wanted to reach out to the people who are there in my motherland. I have been from a very small town in Odisha, in almost southern Odisha, and I know there is a lot of unemployment there. There are a lot of people, a lot of youngsters who get strayed out in the system. So I just wanted to help them. So that was number one reason. And I could not do that, just doing some CSR activity, like corporates have some CSR activity, but that was not enough for me. I really wanted to come down to the ground, and this is my space. I used to say this to myself, that this is my zone. This is my, my motherland. I need to be here, okay, on the field, on the ground. So that was number one. And number two was, obviously, I would say freedom. We all need, since childhood, sometimes our childhood psychology stays with us, and this is for all of your customers, that, if you are feeling or thinking in a certain way, don't blame yourself, because there's a lot of part which has come from your childhood, from the environment that you grew up. So since childhood, I always wanted freedom, because I seek freedom, because I was in a very strict environment. I was born and raised in a strict environment. As I said, professor father and professor mother. So the moment I came out of my house, I wanted freedom. And I wanted freedom in my job. I wanted freedom in my whatever work that I do. So that is the biggest reason. The second reason why I wanted to become an entrepreneur, solving a problem, burning problem in the society in my way. Not in anybody's way, but in my way, through my learning capabilities and experience and expertise. So thank you so much, Sagar, for asking that question. That's a very heart-touching question for me.
Thank you, Sim, for sharing. And I can also relate to this, Sim, like based on my family background. And I could relate to that, your journey. What is your biggest vision? And even I also wanted to serve. And my mission is, I can say, the impact is the biggest thing. I also look at how I can serve more people. Then money is just a byproduct of all this thing that we do. Coming to the next thing, like I just wanted to know, in your life, who inspired you most throughout your journey? Who was the person that inspired you most?
Wow, that is a tough question to ask, to answer. Sorry, because we as learners, we keep skimming through the content continuously since childhood. That I've been doing that, and it's very difficult to talk about one inspiration, but I'll still try.
You can share multiple. If there are 2-3 people are there, that's perfectly fine.
So one of the biggest inspiration I would say is should I talk about, let's see, one was definitely Vivekananda. Okay. So his way of thinking, right, is something that I was really able to connect with. I remember one of my relative gave me, his, Vivekananda's life is written in a couple of volumes, like 6 or 7 volumes. And I read three volumes. And when I read those 3, I'm not a very voracious reader. I skim through content. But when I read those 3, something shifted inside me. The way he was thinking about the society, the community, the belief system. He was very neutral about whether to believe in God, not to believe in God. He was more about logic and feeling. So he used to say that use your logic and feeling to take a decision in your life. Don't look at books, don't look at schools, don't look at parents, don't look at science. Just use your logic, your feeling to take a decision in life. That statement itself was so powerful that that was one of the biggest inspiration that I got. Another one is Da Vinci. Right, Leonardo da Vinci, the creator of Mona Lisa. I'm always intrigued by the way he always lived his life. He was not only an artist, he was also a scientist. He was, and he didn't believe in the society and the system. So I basically get inspiration from people who don't like to think that whatever we are given, we need to stay there. They love to go out of the box. So those are the people typically I get inspired from, because my nature is like that. I challenge the system. I don't take anything just because it's been happening since many years. So Da Vinci was one of the persons that I always get inspired from. Osho is one of the persons that I get inspired from. So these are some of the Einstein, his life story, and he was very funny, and I love fun. I'm very humorous. I consider myself to be humorous. I crack jokes all the time, and he was very geeky as well. So I love to do my things. Do you know E is equal to MC square is just 3 or 4 letters. He took 13 years to write those 3 letters. For 13 years, he was trying to solve the universe, and finally he reached at that equation. So sometimes, and that equation simplified everything. Sometimes simplifying things is what matters the most, but it takes time.
Yes.
That one thing
That's Balban.
really blew my mind. So I said, I need to simplify my life. I need to simplify everything. Einstein is one. So Einstein, Vivekananda, Osho, and Da Vinci. These are the people who are greatest inspiration for me.
Wow. Thank you for sharing. Now coming to just a follow-up question. When it comes to your surroundings, okay, like maybe the people that you talk to, maybe who is that one person that you listen to?
Again, a tough question to answer. It's because I just told you, right? I'm more like a bohemian. So bohemian means that people who don't, they're like creators and artists and deep thinkers who think out of the box. Okay, and because of that nature, that particular nature, they don't like to they don't like to listen to anyone. So it's actually, I don't listen to anyone, but then I realized is sometimes that can be your strength as well as your weakness. So somewhere down the line, you need to understand, even if you're a bohemian like me, you're a rebellion like me, you still need to listen to people so that you can take their perspective, right? So that you can and you need to have a humble nature where you need to as a rebellion, as a bohemian, you tend to be very aggressive, and I used to be very aggressive. But then, life teaches you some of the biggest lessons, and an empty pocket and an empty stomach gives you the best lessons of life. Not the books, not your teachers, but basically an empty stomach and empty, pocket gives you the best experience. So that's where I realized that no, I need to listen to some mentors. Okay, I need to because those are the people who have already gone through the mess, and they converted their mess to a movement. So, and that is the same direction that I'm heading into.
Correct.
So why not listen to them, right? So I've started listening to my mentors. So the mentor that I'm talking about, he's one of our
Siddharth.
So Siddharth Rajsekar is somebody that I definitely try my best to listen to as much as possible. Though I will agree that I've not listened to him till date, even after being with here for 2.5 years. But I try my best to listen to as much as possible to Siddharth Rajsekar.
Great. Now let's then you come out this Siddharth. So even he's the one of our common mentor. So what is the top 3 learnings that you learned from him? Would like to share?
From Siddharth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just not just listening to him, maybe watching him, observing him.
Oh yes. Oh my God, he's such a brilliant person and such a sorted out person. Can you give me 1 second?
Yeah.
Sid, pause.
So I just wanted to know, when it comes to Siddharth, that our common mentor, what are the top 3 things that you learned from him? Not just by listening to him, by watching him, observing him, because you have worked being in the event, being a crew, being in the quantum member. So what are the top 3 things that you learned from him? Yeah.
Wow, that's really a beautiful question, Sagar, and I would love to answer that. Is that when you watch a mentor, it's not just about you, it's about him as well, right? And there's so many things that you can learn from that person. He's a brilliant fellow, and I always keep wondering that though he's 3 years younger to me, the way he has matured himself and the way he has grinded in his life to reach wherever he is. He's clocking about 50 crores average per annum, and not just about the money. 20,000 fan base, it's not a joke. He has 20,000 people who are diehard fans of him, one of the largest community. So what makes Siddharth Rajsekar? That's what is something that always intrigued me. And one of the biggest things that I learned from him, watching him very closely, as you said, as a crew member, I got some very close access to, sitting with him, having a coffee with him, and things like that. And one of the things which I notice is, no parity. Okay, imparity, jisko bolte hain. Like, it's like, whether you are a person who is starting, like, out of 20,000, whether you're a person, you are starting the journey, or you are in his premium ticket, he gives you the exact same respect, exact same attention, exact same, love that he gives to everyone. Like, that is, brother, like, his low ticket starts at 14K, and his high ticket is 10 lakh per annum. So when we are talking about this difference, like, as a leader, as a mentor, can you give the same attention to a guy who's giving you 14K per annum for lifetime, versus somebody who's giving you 10 lakhs per annum? Like, how can you do that? So that leadership
100%.
skill,
Yeah.
I remember, though I don't believe in God, but then I know one concept about Jagannath. We are in Puri, I think everybody knows about Jagannath, Puri Dham. And I don't know how true it is, but they say that his eyes are circular, not like this, because Jagatara Natha, like the Lord of the universe, Jagatara Natha, Jagannatha. So he looks at everybody at the same level, Jagannath.
Yep.
And I saw the same thing with Siddharth. What a person! That was one of the biggest things that I think I personally need to learn. I seriously need to learn that. I'm still trying to learn. The second thing is his ability to handle objections and rejections, and like, his patience. The way he if anybody asks him a question or probably doesn't agree with him, the way he handles that objection, the way he communicates, and the way he stays calm while communicating with someone who's completely polar opposite to that person. Let's say somebody is like completely polar opposite to that Siddharth, and with that bipolarity, that person is talking to you, rejecting everything that you're saying, not agreeing to you. Siddharth still remains calm with a smile in his face, and he keeps giving him such a logical answer, and he accepts his perspective. So the way that he handles objection is my second best lesson. And the third best is just what I said, is he is probably one of the very rare and few people I saw in my life who accepted me the way I am. I have some lifestyle, okay, which not many people can adjust to. Not even my wife, not even my mother. They never adjusted. But I don't want to change my lifestyle. But when Siddharth came to know about that, and he saw me, living my life the way I'm living, he did not come to me like all the 99 million people who came in my life that, okay, you should change this, you should do this, don't do this, do that. No, you know what he said? He said, be the way you are. You just have to connect to the higher source, and you will change 101%, as long as you have the right intention. I mean, who does that?
Great.
Accepting your customers, accepting your community members the way they are. That's a big quality, huge quality. He does not try to impose his values on you. No, he doesn't do that. I'm like this, you have to become like this. No, he says, be the way you are. I changed because I connected to a higher source. You will also change. I have belief in you. Amazing, brother. That is like, thank you so much for asking that.
Yes, that was, I think, need of the hour for anyone who is actually being a coach. I think he's a role model. We need to.
He is.
And that's the reason why even I never thought about investing like such a big amount in any coaching, because the investment I did, that is actually more than even my MBA fees. So that was one thing that. But when I see the value he gives, and it is not about just to make money. I went to there. I wanted to become that person who deserves that money.
True. Wonderful.
Because I can get all the information, knowledge. Diamond membership is enough for that. But when it comes to quantum, it's not about that just for money. It is about how you becoming that person that who deserve that money. And that is something even Suryan also talk about that. Work on yourself, working on ourselves is something that will gives us best return.
Absolutely, Sagar.
It
Your
is.
business grows to the extent you do. Seth Godin.
Wow.
Your business can only grow to the extent you do. It's not about the strategies, it's not about the tools, the techniques, the mentors. Your business simply grows to the extent you do. Seth Godin.
Exactly same thing when I started working on myself, my inner self, and that's what I've seen that that shift happened in the business.
Absolutely,
Okay.
Sagar. I'm still doing that. I think I have a lot to change about myself. It's, as you said very adequately, it's not about the tools and techniques and missions and this and that. It's all about, who do you become in the journey. That's why the journey is important. For example, you
Yeah.
can take a helicopter and go to the top of the Everest, no problem, and put a flag over there, take a selfie and say, hey, I conquered Everest.
Yeah.
But why people even die to reach there? Because it's the journey that is important, not the destination. Why the journey is important is because what do you become? You take a helicopter and you reach there, you are not changed. But you climb the Everest, then what do you become? Right? You become a completely strengthened and powerful alpha, person. That's what is all about. Very rightly said.
Great, Srimaya. Now coming to next phase, I would like to take this conversation towards the business aspect also, because this is, since we are doing business, we need to talk. I need to learn more about the business aspect of whenever people are coming into this coaching world. I think you have gone through changing different niches. That's perfectly
Yep.
fine. People think, okay, they have to find a perfect niche to get started, but you being the greatest example I always give to my students, that you don't have to marry your niche. Try it, but don't stop yourself. But that, okay, you have to find a perfect niche, then you will start. People spend 2 years, 3 years just to wait for that perfect niche to come, and they will start. Then after starting, they realize that, okay, why I have invested wasted 3 years or 2 years. So what is your perspective about niche selection? How you look at it? I can give a quick glimpse about your approach towards finding a niche, how one should approach it, and why one should not stop themselves just to find a micro niche or niche. I will not start my coaching business or anything. Yeah. Or even if the creator space or maybe a service space, since you are into freelancing space,
Yeah.
they are also something get stuck. Okay, which skills to start? So what is your take on it?
Thank you so much for asking that question, Sagar. I've personally gone through changing the niches, and the whole reason of changing the niches is the perfection syndrome. Okay, so we want to we spend a lot of time, a lot of energy thinking about the niche. We spend a lot of time and energy creating courses or laying out the plan for the niche, but we don't test the niche. That's where the problem is. That's where. So we want perfect, we want to. So why do we don't test? Because we are still scared that what if it fails? How do you know if it fails or it doesn't fail unless you actually come to the market? That was my biggest lesson that I learned. So what I would suggest all of the people, which I learned after biting a lot of hard bullets. Okay, after biting a lot of hard bullets, after going through a lot of dusts, I realized that first thing that you have to do is spend, first of all, you need to think about one problem of the customer and try to solve it with some kind of model or some kind of steps. If you can have just 6 steps, simple 6 steps that people can take to solve a problem, because you cannot just tell them a lot of things and they will never follow. So you have to tell them step by step. So if you know the problem of your market, and either you have experience or you have expertise or you have some kind of knowledge about it, or even if you have learned from somebody else, learn, do, teach, right? You have learned from somebody else and you know that it is giving you results, so you want to talk about it, then talk about it. Just find one problem, create 6 steps of it, simple 6 steps in a simple mind map. If you spend just about 1 day, you can create it. And then after that, instead of creating big courses and all that, I would suggest go test that niche, because that's the only way to find out whether the message to the market through the offer is aligning or not. So if you have a message as a coach, first go ahead and test it with your market. Define a market, only target that market, talk about your market and your message, and ask them to come to your community and see how are they responding to your solutions. Show them the 6 steps, tell them that, okay, if you have this problem, these are the 6 steps that you can go for, and see what is the response. So unless you test it, you don't, you there's no point of changing the niche. So why did I change the niche is because I was thinking that I spent so much of money, so much of time, so much of this and that doing this. Now I need to get the money. I need to get the investment back. And when I did not get and it doesn't happen that way because you're not aligned. You're becoming salesy, right? You're thinking about the results more rather than the process. So karma karo, phal ki aasa mat karo. That is one of the biggest lessons that I learned, is that you need to, and because in webinars or workshops, you don't get too much of conversions, you will feel that, oh, this niche is not working. That is stupidity. That is stupidity. And then you change your niche to something else. People don't even have an identity for you. What do people call you? So it's all right. It is true that you should not marry your niche. But at the same time, I would also add this point that test your niche. Unless you have spoken with at least 50 people, don't think that your niche is working or not working. Don't reach to any conclusion. So that is one thing which I'll say. And one more line which I created, I would say, and I say this in my masterclasses, is that it's not the perfect actions which is where the greatness lies. It's the imperfect actions where greatness lies.
Wow.
Why? And there's a logic to it. Why? Because when you're imperfect, you're actually tweaking the processes and the models and tweaking it till you get the maximum alignment with the message to market to offer. And that's a fantastic way to keep giving value to your customer. The day you think, oh, I've got the perfect model because I have 20 years of experience in this, I have 15 years of experience in that, you're done. Because you think that you're done, like you're perfect. There is no more, you're not open. The knowledge will not enter your mind. You need to learn, do, teach. You need to learn. It's a lifelong process. So I would say these two things that, test it as soon as possible. Even before you create your courses, just go to the market. You don't have to even spend money on Facebook ads. Just talk about it in your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Test your market, see how they're responding. If they're responding, now is the time to create your product. That's
and I could connect with that somewhere. I learned, I believe it is from Naval Ravikant. I read his book somewhere. He mentioned something like this: impatience with action, patience with results. This one truly changed my life. Literally.
Wow.
So
amazing.
That's the one thing.
So could you repeat that once again? Impatience with
actions.
With actions.
Patience
with results. Okay. Cool. Amazing.
So yeah, almost similar what you have mentioned. I've just shared my perspective, what actually I learned from them, so I could just connect that.
Absolutely, I agree.
Now, whenever even if people create their niche, finalizing their niche, then the next stage they stuck with marketing to get people inside. They have a product, good product. Again, people get stuck with the marketing, their offer, market their product. So how do you look at that, and what do your tips for them so that they can go? I think you are into mostly you do organic marketing, but I think you are very much having that expertise into Facebook ads. So what is your approach towards when it comes to ads or market your product?
Okay, Sagar, since 2017, even before joining Siddharth, I have been doing Facebook ads. I realized from all these years, all my mistakes failures and mistakes can be summarized into this. When it comes to marketing, okay, forget about what you learned in, below the belt marketing, above the belt. I remember some MBA stuff which they teach. Forget all that. When it comes to marketing, definitely you need a 50-50 model where 50% of your time and effort mostly you're spending in organic influence building, and 50% of your you can say not time but money, that either it is time or money, right, or energy, right? So you're spending your energy and time in building influence 50% of the time organically, and you're spending money the rest 50% of the time. The rest 50% of your investment should be the money part where you're doing Facebook ads. Unless you have this combo, even if you're getting results, I've seen so many people, okay, I don't want to take the names are there, but then there's so many coaches who spend just money on Facebook ads. They think that I want to reach my market, I'll give money to Facebook will make me reach my market. I'm sorry, you have not taken the effort to have the connection with your customers. Even if your ads will start giving you results, people will start coming, people will buy. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll be dead. I mean, the ads will be dead. People will get completely overwhelmed with your ads. Now they don't want to see you anymore. What they want to see is different versions of you, different angles of you. So where will they see that? They cannot see that in 1, 2, 3, or even 5 ads. They won't see that. They will see that in your Facebook page, in your profile page, in your LinkedIn profile. They want to see who this guy is. They want to see, right? They want to see your life. Who is Sagar? Who is Srimaya in their life? That's where people buy you before they buy your product. So when it comes to marketing, simple things, do organic marketing. And for organic marketing, you need a lot of connection with yourself first, because whatever are your innermost dominant thoughts, they become your outermost dominant actions. Dr. DeMartini, right? Whatever is your thinking, if you're thinking about sales, then that will, guess what? That will reflect on your video. But if you're thinking about service, I just want to serve, I just want to send my message to people so that somebody somewhere in the world can fix the problem, then guess what? It will be visible and people will come to you, right? So do that, organic marketing, and also start spending money. And this is one of the biggest things that I learned. I used to think just like a typical, I would say, should I say Indian, maybe Indian or whatever, middle class person. I used to think that I'll spend 20 rupees and I'll get 200 rupees. Wow. Profit, right? So I don't want to spend too much on quality, but I want to get a lot of people coming to me. It's impossible. Let me tell you that straight away. All of you people who are thinking, well, you can be smart, you can learn in the process, maybe 2 years, 3 years after doing this, you can try to reduce the cost of investment. But let me tell you, if you're starting your journey and you're not ready to invest your bucks, like hard earned money, to your business, then the business is just like a hobby. If you're spending like 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees somewhere, then basically you're watching a movie in a mall. You're not doing business. You need to go all in, because if you want 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs a month, you need to spend that kind of money. Beg, borrow, steal, sell your car, whatever you want to do. If you're passionate, get it done. Get the money, put it. So that's what I will say. Put money into marketing. Put your time into organic marketing. Thank you so much for asking that.
Amazing streams. Now you mentioned about the organic marketing very well. That's what. Sorry.
Yeah, your specialty.
Even I'm into, my niche specifically into. Now even that's why I like, even we learned something in the quantum retreat also. Then build Ratan Tata before you build Tata.
Yeah.
Bring that personality, bring that what you like. Even if you like reading, share it. That you like this book, then you share it. So people need that to see that your personality before they buy to do any transaction with you.
Yeah, it builds credibility.
Perfect. Now, when it comes to ads, this thing that you are also expertise into that, people stuck with like, okay, there is a lead cost going high. So what are the things that you should look at when it comes to like maybe have optimal lead cost? Yeah. See, number one is there is no thumb rule. Okay, I want to tell everybody that there is no thumb rule. It's like a chemistry lab or a physics lab. Like everything, you keep mixing something, doing something, this gas will come, that gas will come, right? So you need to keep doing it. So have that, cut some slack to yourself, like give some flexibility to yourself, that you need to keep exploring. But having said that, one thing which I can tell you, which has worked well for me, is to understand, the ad angles. Because unless you can wear a suit like me, it will not matter. You can show your Mercedes Benz or BMW, it will not matter. Okay, you can spend a lot of money into creating a nice background and having a beautiful mic and sitting in a 5-star and shooting the ad video, it will not matter. The ad will fail. But what will matter is, what really works is, understand that whenever you're running Facebook ads, what's the first point people are touching upon? The video or the still image that you have. So what is the message? The context. I would say context. context. The context matters more than the content. Always. Yes.
Always. So it's not about how you look well. You can try your best to look better so that you should not be, I mean, you should look pleasant. You should not be like, washing something and shooting a video. But then what I'm trying to say is just be nominal in your presence, but be completely out of the box when you are sending the message. All right. When you're talking about the ad angle. Okay. So people have problems and you want to solve those problems and you want to tell them through different kinds of angles. Okay, so there can be so think about the angles very, very properly. Think about the problems people are facing. Let's say there is a problem of a solopreneur, like for example, not being able to reduce the lead cost. Okay, so that is a problem. Now I will think of what could be the angles to solve that problem. Let's think of 3 angles. Shoot a video of 1 minute or less than 1 minute. Please don't shoot more than 1 minute. Shoot a video of 1 minute or less than 1 minute. Talk about one angle. Then talk about the second angle, talk about the third angle. This is what people connect to your message. All right, that's the first thing. So when you have the right message, message in the video, okay, and you have, you have a simple flow for the customer to reach your community, a simple flow. For example, you're not complicating things, like you're not giving them like multiple links to click and this and that. Even if you're having a landing page, have a simple landing page. That just a 1-page landing page, just a simple video which warms them up. Have some testimonials, like 3 testimonials are more than enough, and tell them what exactly are you giving them. That's the landing page content. Just have a simple landing page, 3 angles, then they will come to your landing page, and from the landing page either you take them to a Instamoji or Razorpay payment, or you make them come to your community. Simple. If you have simplicity, then your ads, your CPL will start reducing, and you can run lead ads to start with and then move on to conversion ads. So I call it the 2-4-8 formula. So if you do a 2 weeks of boost post, pick up a post, but how will you pick up a post if you are not doing influence building? Exactly. So hence the previous discussion that we had.
Connected.
So correct, now connected. So have 2 weeks of boost ad, 4 weeks of lead ads, and 8 weeks of conversion ads. 2, 4, 8, and you'll be sorted.
Wow.
Your CPL will go down.
Thank you for giving this this strategy. And when it comes to now I came to your webinar, workshop, whatever you do. So when it comes to webinar, workshop, what are the things that we should look at? We need to actually keep that mindful on. Okay. Whenever people say, okay, webinar conversion is not happening. What I believe is, yes, webinar conversion will not happen every single time. Sometimes it will go up, sometimes it will happen. Like sometimes I got yesterday thought 25%, sometime I had to do it 10% or 9%. Okay.
Right.
So your perspective, what I think that any coach, any marketer, they are selling through webinar, workshop, or a challenge, what I think that you look at. Yeah.
You are one of the best persons in that. But then since you have asked me, I'm learning from you. And since you have asked me, I'll give you my perspectives. One of the simplest things that I learned after doing, I don't know, maybe 100, close to 100 webinars in my last 4 niches or whatever you can say, I realized that again, the same word keeps coming to me: simplify things. And understand that your customer is there. It's a cold customer. It's not a warm or hot customer. Like most of the customers are already cold customers. Like they don't know you. They just saw your ad and maybe they saw a couple of your videos and they have come to you. So they have not built that trust on you and they are not ready to take action immediately. So what you should do is, simplify things for them. Whatever is your problem, start talking about that. And it is very important to connect the problem with a result, with a case study. Even if you are starting and you don't have any case study, if you don't have any results, you can borrow results. For example, in my webinar, because I'm starting the solopreneur thing, it's been like just 1 month. I talk about, I give the case study. So I give one secret and I talk about one case study. Somebody, an internet marketer who has achieved results by using this, and he or she has achieved results is because somewhere he did this. So it's very important that you have some case studies and results to show with your concepts. Keep it simple, talk about that. And obviously, follow the webinar selling formula, right? Like Siddharth. By Siddharth, by Russell, it just works crazy.
Yeah.
It always works. The only thing is that how well can you do it? And one last thing I would add here, Sagar, is that energy.
Yes.
Right? You need to have the right energy. And I've got feedback from some of the people who attended my masterclass. They said that how can you stay energetic throughout the class? So my answer to all of that is that your intention drives your energy, not the information.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how much of experience or skills or whatever that you have, which you want to download to people in masterclass, they will still not receive it because they don't have the attention span. So
Right.
what are you doing? So even if you have a lot of knowledge, for example, you have a big water tank, you want to fill a small bottle. Okay. Now, from a big water tank, if you have a big pipe to fill a small bottle, it will be done in few seconds. If you do it with AquaGuard, it will take 1 minute. But if you do it from a tanky to a small bottle with a big pipe, it will fill like in 1 second. But what if the bottle is not ready to receive the water? What happens to the tank? What happens to the purpose? What happens to the connection? Nothing happens. Right? So that's what it's all about. Have the energy, understand that people forget about your content. Think about the context. What can you tell them so that they'll be motivated enough, they'll be inspired enough from within. So keep your energy high through the context setting, and context setting happens when you have the right intention. So intention drives energy, never the information.
I can say it is complete 100% true. Energy matters most, and to get energy we need with right intention.
Absolutely.
Perfectly. Yeah. Thank you for Srimaya for putting into this particular energy into place. And even I have also seen whenever I see there is a down in energy, there is a disconnection between you and your audience, and that's why if there is a sales drop happens, maximum time I've seen it is all about the energy.
Yeah.
If the group energy is high, then it will happen for sure.
Correct.
And Srimaya, when it comes to you are also building a community, what is the biggest importance of building community in this online space? Because now this chat GPT is coming. Now I think yesterday I got that Google launched Bard also. Their AI platform. Now when all these things can be replaced by a human being, I believe community building is one of the biggest success factor for any marketer. So how do you see it? I just wanted to need your perspective.
That's what I mean. We have the brightest example of Siddharth Rajsekar, right? He has created a wonderful community which is very much bonded with the right mission, the vision, the purpose. When people are not just your customers, it is not transactional. It is emotional, right? That's something that you had told in one of the meetings, right? I mean, instead of being transactional, if you can have some emotion, some emotional thing, then people always stay with you, right? People will always stay. That's what happens with friends. That's what happens with friends. You give some money to your friend. The friend sometimes returns the money, sometimes delays. But does that mean that you're gonna break the relationship? No, because you have that kind of emotional connection. Sometimes that person will adjust. Sometimes you will adjust. That's exactly what a relationship you want to build, and that is impossible without a community. Because when they come to your community, they know you better. They understand what is the mission that you're standing for, what are your value system in life. Okay, when they start sharing and you allow them to share their thoughts with you, how can that happen without a community? In offline business, person will come, spend time with you, have a cup of coffee, and then invest the money for your product. But can you do that online? You can't do that. The person is not coming to you, sitting and having a coffee with you and face-to-face interaction. So what can you do online so that the customer will be a lifelong fan of yours? Community, community, community. A community where you're paying a lot of attention to your customer. A community where you're serving with a lot of pious and pure intention so that they'll keep getting results. A community which is bonded with the right strategy, with the right nurturing, with the right mission, with the right vision, with the right purpose. That is the community which is going to smash all the robotic connections. The robotic connections are going to be always there. They can help you to do things faster, but they cannot help you to do things longer for a long time. Only a human can do that. That happens when you have humane man-to-man connection, like a emotional connection. Community is the answer.
Wow, that's like right on the point. Now,
you,
when it
bro.
comes to community, that's how the mastermind is created. Okay, so now I'm coming to the last thing that I would like to ask you here. What is the importance of mastermind? Because we had a mastermind yesterday, and we've seen like one problem, and hundreds people are solving that one problem.
Oh, crazy! It was amazing.
How beautiful that moment, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's it. Like that's what is the answer for you. Like mastermind is like, it's like crowdfunding of everything. Okay,
crowdfunding of everything, exactly.
Yeah, crowdfunding of everything. And I remember, Sagar, if you remember, there was this person, okay, who is probably reaching crore club very soon. Okay, who is about to earn, he's already clocked 30-40 lakhs per annum, and he'll be reaching but he cried on the call.
Yes.
He cried on the call because he had not a business issue but a personal issue. And because you are having a mastermind, and because you have a community and a mastermind where people are really, equal thinkers, like they all are going to the same destination, they have the same focus. Because of that, the bonding is so strong. Each and every person came out to help him. It was just a personal problem. Can it ever happen without a community, without a mastermind? No, it is not possible. And that I feel so lucky, and I was feeling I was feeling the same thing for our community. We have a small community in ILH Odisha, in Odisha, that, and you're a part of that. And I remember that once I had my car broken, and I just called someone, one of our coaches who was staying nearby, and I said that, bro, it's already middle of the night. Will you be able to come? He said, what are you saying? I will come. What do you mean? I will come for you. Just wait, I'm reaching there. Do you want anything else? I'll come. Where do you get this bonding, bro? You get it when you have these communities and masterminds. And this mastermind is so amazing. Not only it's about the bonding, but it's about crowdfunding, right? Crowdfunding of everything, crowdfunding of your personal issues, your business issues, whatever issue that you have. You're not getting the answer through ChatGPT, or maybe you're not convinced. Ask the question in the mastermind. You will get 100 answers. You can brainstorm. You can create a new product out of it. Literally in the mastermind yesterday, that was so amazing. I got the mind map, the course curriculum for my next product. It was just given free to me. I was wondering since many days, okay, what will I do? How will I create my product? And I just got it yesterday.
Exactly.
Like, mastermind, bro, so important to have mastermind. I think Russell has that. He's one of the very powerful. Sam Owens has that, right? So it's like super.
And even many people don't know, like, my Facebook account got recovered because one of the people helped me. Absolutely. So you can say, this one Facebook account I have been using from last 3 years. I'm not bothered about the last 15 years that I've created the Facebook account. I think 2008 or 9 I've created. But I'm not bothered about before 2020. After 2020, I built my business from scratch. And I had around 5,000 plus followers on that. And they are quality followers. They are not just random followers. They're organic followers. It means there is a heart-to-heart connections.
That's a wonderful thing, yeah.
Like, I was able to lose almost 60% because I'm using Facebook groups. Still, I could recover some of them. But still 60% people I was about to lose. And because of the mastermind, I got connection, and that's how I could recover it.
Yeah, you got back. That's a very important point. That even if you're all this, you cannot control the technology and the tsunamis of the digital world. This is like a tsunami of the digital. You can't do anything. You are just stuck. You can't do anything. But even because you have the mastermind group, which is all of the people are completely focused, they'll help you. They'll go to any extent to help you because of that focus. Because of that, the way the mastermind is created, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for asking that. That's a very important point. Masterminding, yeah.
So last question, which is I would like to ask you about your life. What do you love to do most? If you ask me, I'm asking, okay, what is the one thing that you love most?
Oh boy, I told you that I'm a very bohemian kind of a guy. So I I I love traveling, not staying in one place. I don't like to stay in one place. Today you're seeing me with this background in Bhubaneswar. Maybe after 5 days you will see me somewhere else. In fact, it is going to happen by next 5 days. I'm going to a hill station. All right.
Wow.
So yeah. So I love traveling. That is the most and traveling and connecting, right? Like traveling
Mm.
and connecting. It can be connecting with nature. It can be connecting with myself, or it can be connecting with like-minded people. But I love to travel and connect with nature, people, myself. I love that. I can do that in my deathbed.
Amazing, Sims. And how people can find you and follow you so that they can just share whether they can find
Yep.
on
So I have
Instagram.
this. Thank you so much for asking that, and I have this simple link, TR, link, so I can give it to you.
Yeah.
I just gave it to
Yeah,
you in
yeah.
the chat box.
I'll also put this link in the description. Wherever you are watching, just check it, the description, and or the caption, whatever you can find. Maybe I'll put in the in a text. So thank you so much, Sims, for spending the precious almost 1 hour, I believe, time, and it was a very much insightful conversation. And thank you for coming and spending and sharing your golden nuggets and about your life also.
Thank you so much, Sagar. Impact over income. That's what you're living. And I am super proud of you, Sagar. You are amazing. And I'm learning so much from you. I'm pretty sure your customers, your community is getting amazing value. And give some more love to Sagar. And thank you so much for giving this platform to me. Thank you so much for taking this initiative. I think this is going to be a game changer for your community. Thank you so much, Sags. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I hope you found this episode valuable. Please comment your key learnings, key takeaways, or the bulb-on moments from this episode. I'd love to hear that, and I'd love to read all of you. Thank you for watching. Keep watching, and you can find other resources, other interviews in the description. I'll be also sharing other resources where you can go and learn from Srimaya. Also, we talked about Siddharth. Siddharth is one of our common mentor. I'll be also giving his free course link in the description. You can also check it out, because he's someone who actually had a biggest change in me, because through watching him I've grown a lot. Okay, and yeah, super excited to see you another episode. Bye.